Hey guys! Today, I'm gonna talk about the story of Hello Neighbor. And for the first time on the channel, I'm using a robot voice. But anyways, let's get started. Theodore Masters Peterson, also known by his nickname The Neighbor, is an unemployed and unhinged maniac. A former international amusement park designer, he started slowly losing his mind after issues involving multiple people dying on his rides. He did the stuff he did for his family, and wanted to protect them. After the death of two of his family members, his son, Aaron, is the only person he has left. Storyline of The Neighbor. Past when Theodore was a child, he always played around in his house with his best friend Ike Dershowitz. His parents were popular meteorologists and built a media station. Theodore used to sometimes go to the tunnels below it with Ike. However, the town became suspicious of his parents and what they were working on, and the parents were becoming a little unhinged. Sometime in the late 60s to the late 70s, they mysteriously disappeared. The Secrets of Bosco Bay in 1984, Mr. Peterson was working on a new park in Bosco Bay. He was testing a new attraction he was working on, the Pharaoh's Tomb, which was an Egyptian-themed ride. A boy named Joe snuck in and was caught in the corner of a track in the boulder room while it was being tested, and was killed. The park manager at Bosco Enterprises claimed he never okayed the ride's design. Theodore tried to cover it up, since the manager did not accept liability and the blame would be put on Mr. Peterson instead. The park was later demolished after Ferry Farm Fun Zone, Theodore's next park, was opened. The Ferney welted the Peterson family's bad blood in 1991. Theodore's park in Germany was closed after an accident happened on a flume ride resulting in the death of 4 teenagers, who drowned. The Peterson family quickly left and moved to Raven Brooks, Missouri. The house they moved into belonged to Theodore's parents. Theodore joked about taking his son's new room since it used to be his. Theodore set up an office in the basement and started working down there a lot. He noticed his son's unique drawing talent and it intrigued him. A little while later, the Golden Apple Corporation asked him to make an amusement park for them, which he agreed to. Theodore reunited with Ike Dershowitz and they ate pizza for dinner at the Petersons' house. However, Theodore got angry at Ike and told him to leave. Ike went missing after that. His wallet was found in a tunnel. The mystery of the Puzzle Master and the grave mistake. The Golden Apple amusement park opened, and a girl named Lucy E. was in the front cart of the Rotten Core roller coaster. Due to the lack of safety features and the work of Gordon Cleve, she fell into a tree and died. Not long after, 2 detectives from Germany came to try to get Theodore arrested for the Germany accident, but they failed. After Ike's wallet was found, Theodore stole it and worked in the basement for weeks. The wallet had pieces to a secret device in it, which Ike found from Theodore's parents. Theodore made his own device with it, and it worked just like any of the other devices. It was able to give the user good luck but gave the people without it bad luck. It was stolen by a society of humans in bird costumes called Forest Protectors before Theodore was able to give it to the Puzzle Master, who was going to keep it safe. The Forest Protectors used it in a ritual when a storm started and gave the town bad luck. However, it didn't seem to work, due to 2 of them, Gordon Cleve and Dale Taps, being arrested and one losing their job not more than a day later. During this ritual, the Lucy E. ceremony was also going on, and the Golden Apple amusement park burnt down, causing the forest it was in to start catching on fire and the tunnels near where the rituals happened to fill with smoke and collapse. The missing pieces less than imset equals, alt equals, looking.png width equals, 233 height equals, 284 greater than in 1995. Theodore's son befriended the kid across the street, Nicky Roth. One time Nicky came over for a sleepover and got into rooms he wasn't supposed to while looking for a glass of water and Theodore spooked him back to Aaron's room. Later, he and his wife leave to go to a store. Sadly, they get in a vehicle accident with a pizza truck and Diane gets injured. Theodore waits in the hospital until she eventually dies. His son got really mad and accidentally pushes his sister off the roof of the house while playing a game. Maya gets buried in the backyard. At Diane's funeral, Theodore was inside the house and he started having a breakdown. He locks Aaron in the basement to keep him from dying like Diane and Maya, and becomes extra unhinged. Nicky's waking nightmare and the neighbor's buried secrets less than imset equals, https://static.wiki.no cookie.net/hello-neighbor/image/c/cp/theolog.png/revision/latest/scale-2-284 question cp equals 20210520021 https://static.wiki.no cookie.net/hello-neighbor/images/c/cp/theolog.png/revision/latest/scale-2-284 question cp equals 20210520021 alt equals theolog.png width equals 350 height equals 197 greater than locking the basement door. Theodore was searching the Golden Apple amusement park for scrap parts for his basement. He told the town that Aaron and Maya were with an Aunt Lisa in Minnesota. One day, while chopping up meat, he realized Nicky was in his house, due to the piece of tape left on the front door that moved. He walked up to the closet he suspected Nicky was in, but his doorbell rang and it distracted him. Theodore's wife's phone book got stolen by Nicky, and it turns out Nicky's friend bribed a mailman to ring the doorbell to save him. Theodore angrily went back to his work. Later, he entered Nicky's house and stole the phone book back. Half a year later, Theodore tried to frame Nicky by setting up random scenarios, and it worked. People weren't sure if Nicky was innocent, causing him to lose his friends. One night, Nicky entered Aaron's window, but Theodore figured out how he entered, and the next morning he chopped down the tree Nicky climbed. Hello neighbor. After a long time of working, Theodore realized Nicky broke into his basement. He locks the door back, trapping Nicky in. Using another entrance, he looks for Nicky, and then he finds out Nicky wandered into his underground amusement park and welcomed him. The park resembled a prison, and Nicky was trapped. 2 months later, Aaron led Nicky out of the room, and he had to escape the house. Theodore attempted to chase Nicky across the street, but Aaron distracted him and Nicky got away. Missing criminal. Not long after, Theodore was wanted by the Raven Brooks police due to Nicky telling about him, but then Theodore went missing, and no one can find him. Hello neighbor 2, what we know less than img set equals, alt equals, nail.gif width equals, 233 height equals, 131 greater than. A journalist named Quentin, who works for the Raven Brooks banner, is trying to uncover the secrets of Theodore Peterson since no one else is brave enough, but it will be hard for him. The Raven Brooks disaster. Theodore is using the weather station to cause a flood, so the town of Raven Brooks knows what it's like to lose something they love. Two step-siblings, Regina and Chris, come across him after their car crashes. After being taken to a store, they say some stuff to each other. Regina gets mad and runs away. She hides in the back of Theodore's truck and is taken to the weather station. She convinces Theodore to stop using the machine, but as he's going to turn it off, the guest of Theodore's mind takes over Theodore. The machine explodes and the flood ends, the cops come, and the guest still roams the town. The reset day in Hello Neighbor. Reset day, the guest has kidnapped Enzo Esposito. Enzo's sister, Maritza, is looking after Enzo's 2 kids. At the end of the book, the guest kidnaps Piper Tillman's mother. The guest is well known in the town, as there are carvings of him. It is unknown why the guest kidnaps people, but he most likely causes the time loops happening in Raven Brooks. At the end of the story, the guest messages Piper telling her she has nowhere to run, and sends her an image of the one and only Theodore Peterson, ready to find her. Rod Strawman. 19 years after Act 2, Theodore still haunts Nicky into his adulthood. Nicky moves back to the house across from his neighbor. Theodore is long gone, yet Nicky can seem to get him out of his head. In the warped reality known as Act 3, Nicky sees the neighbor lock up Aaron yet again. Nicky gets in the basement and past the locked door after beating his 3 main fears, and faces and defeats the fear of Theodore. While Nicky defeats his fear of Ted, Peterson still couldn't get over the fear of his last remaining family member and had to live with it. Appearance. Less than img set equals, https://static.wiki.no cookie.net/hello-neighbor/images/8/8/scale-2-width-down/284 question cp equals 20210326215558284w https://static.wiki.no cookie.net/hello-neighbor/images/8/8/6/theo-pushkn.jpg /revision/latest/scale-to-width-down/340 question CP equals 202103262155558 340 alt equals Theo pushku.jpg width equals 600 height equals 338 greater than Theodore Peterson is a man in his 50s. He has grown a stubble as compared to the first game, probably due to him living in isolation for months to escape the police. His scary-looking greasy black rubber gloves are on him at all times, with his sleeves rolled up. Theodore's brown but graying hair forms into a swirl at the top of his head, and his iconic mustache is always curled at the sides. His thick eyebrows are normally arched, and point down toward his red triangular nose. Theodore has green eyes, and seems to be sleep-deprived. He has strong cheekbones and a round chin, and has wrinkles and creases on his forehead. His shirt is a yellow collared shirt, with a stain on the left collar. The very small pattern on it resembles a rain-resistant material. The sweater vest he has over the shirt is blue, with a diamond argyle pattern on it. The edges of the vest are dark blue and ridged, while the diamonds are a lighter blue. There are white dotted lines crossing the vest as part of its pattern. Theodore's pants are an orange color with darker orange stripes, and his shoes are black and white sneakers. Personality. Less than imset equals, alt equals, Theo with birds.jpg width equals, 233 height equals, 131 greater than Mr. Peterson starts off as an oddball of a man. His main passion was designing blueprints and ideas for theme parks. In 1977, he married Diane Peterson, maiden name unknown. At the time, he was 32, but Diane's age is unknown. The two had a good life, traveling the world. He wasn't in the best shape, and clearly did not have the time of his life. From Theodore's perspective, the partners he worked with in the various amusement park sites were not very fond of him, and cared more about the money gained from the rides. While he faced all these issues, he still tried to make his family happy. He would dress as a clown, when his daughter Maya Peterson would set up a tea party, and it always made her smile. Theodore's life really began to go downhill once he moved to Raven Brooks, the hometown he lived in as a child. He began his final park in 1991, the Golden Apple Amusement Park, after making a deal with the Golden Apple Corporation. He witnessed many on-site accidents, and had an office in his house where he investigated each accident, using various photos. He started to slightly detest his son, after assuming he was an omen of some kind, due to him being at each side accident when they happened. When the Golden Apple Amusement Park opens, Theodore starts to creep out Erin's friends more and more, and then Lucy E's death happened. Theodore didn't go to her funeral with his family, nor did he rarely talk to them. He spent most of his time in the basement, working on various devices and gadgets. At this time, he is partnered with the new puzzle master, Norman Darby. Theodore is aware of what the devices he works on are capable of, and decides to leave them in Darby's safe hands, Norman clearly being one of the people Theodore trusts the most. He was also keeping secrets from his own son, by stealing a wallet Erin found, and denying any sightings of Ike Gershowitz, who Theodore already seemed to know was dead at the time. Theodore was becoming more and more secretive, and then one day he lost the person whom he loved the most, Diane. He seemed to have gotten stressed while driving and went 30 miles per hour at a street corner, resulting in a car collision. Theodore went into depression, and spent days not interacting with anyone, until he finally snapped at Erin, who was bullying his sister. Once Maya died, Theodore knew he had to keep his son safe from the authorities, so he locked Erin in his basement. Then his whole attitude completely changes. Theodore is now acting weirdly, pacing his house, seeming to have a schedule for where to go on certain days of the week, whether it was the Hall of Records, the park, or the basement in his own house. He knew he had to keep his son out of anyone's sight, but once his neighbor Nicky Roth became suspicious, he knew he had to lure Nicky into his basement too, using Erin. Theodore's car was a mess due to the crash, but once the police began to surveil his house, he knew he had to move. He turned an abandoned museum into a living space, behaving weirder than he did before, except this time he would physically throw out anyone who entered his house, instead of intimidating them until they left. He would actively threaten people who confronted him, and try to scare them off if they got near.